Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Olivas going to the corner of the end zone. Nice grab there by Josh Jackson, and that's going to be a touchdown, El Dorado.
Their strong point, their focal point, and their
Nelson will keep it himself for some room on the right side. Nelson's on his feet, and he is in. It's a touchdown for Noah Nelson.
Sliding, they slid out of going out there. Linebacker, they're going for the big gutter play. How did he hold on to that? Ethan Olguin. My goodness, a 32-yard bomb. He's going to launch this one long, and it's a little bit short, but what a pull down. Fabian Trujillo. Unbelievable, this man.
Dyer, back to pass. Pressure, gets out of it nicely. On the sideline, got an open man. It's Lambrana. Cheeto makes one miss. Cuts back up the middle. Another cut to the right, and he's all the way down at the 10-yard line.
That's Sweet Pete Jr.?
Right?
That's Sweet Pete Jr. right
What
there.
a move there by Cheeto Lambrera.
Second and 1, give it to Gallus. Once again, he evades one tackle, evades two. Breaking into the open, there's a block, bye-bye. And he breaks the last tackle to get through. Jack Gallus with the touchdown.
Diego Pavia, the quarterback, was not made available to the media. I don't know that he ever will be again. But Jerry Kill was asked about Diego Pavia after the game, and he basically said the matter will be handled internally. Quote, as Sean Ryder wrote in his story in the Albuquerque Journal from Jerry Kill, quote, there's nobody in this room or anybody else that would want to have to do what he has to do. End quote. I don't know what that means, but they basically are saying we are handling it. He is being disciplined. We're not telling you what it is, but we have taken care of it.
Still a swing and a miss. The most that we've heard from this is from cornerback Andre Seldon.
Yep.
Another quote in the story.
Who had the interception.
Quote, he owned up to it. Accountability, that's a big thing. One of our pillars that we have up every day on the board in practice. He showed accountability. We never stop believing in him.
That's our quarterback. We're right behind him, right or wrong. I'm just glad to see him.
Anyone say, hey, we just don't want to be peeing on opponents' logos. As heated a rivalry as this is, there's lines, sorry, UNM, and move on. Like, is that really so hard to do? Like, it seems like it's something so simple, but it means so much to a lot of people.
You know, this is, I don't even want to say it's funny, but it is, right? And I tell you, stuff happens in New Mexico. For whatever reason, we can't get out of our own way. Like my daughter keeps telling me, the jokes write themselves. We can't do it. There's people, and I know you know them, Aggie fans, Aggie alum. They're like, whatever, dude. It's not that big of a deal. Kid peed on a logo, ha. It's right, and you know them. Yes. I know you do, because I do too. And there's Lobo fan who is just livid. They can't pee on our logo. They can't come into our building and pee on our logo. And the truth probably lies somewhere in between the ire and the absolute indifference, right?
Yes, to me, at this point, I don't care about the discipline. You were like, Diego, bro. Like, let's go. You can't be doing that.
Right.
And that's what it is.
Right.
I'm not saying he doesn't need to lose a scholarship, that the playing time will long past that. But can just no one step up and be like, whew, sorry, guys.
Yeah, I had somebody tell
like, it's so simple.
Yeah. I had somebody from New Mexico State. They asked for a favor. Said, "Oh, will you do that for me?" Or are you mad at me because we use the bathroom the wrong way?
Just other foot. It's that simple,
right?
But Lobo did that. Aggie fans would be feeling the same.
Sure,
way.
they would.
They would not want to be brushing it away, trying to blame it on everyone else. It's just a simple, hey, this is not acceptable, and move on. Not just assume that. Like, take ownership of the situation.
Yeah. What was and to your point, take ownership, and Andre Seldon saying he owned up to it. So there, Andre Seldon is claiming, well, he owned up to it in front of us. Y'all don't matter. Basically, what they're saying is, it's us in this locker room. You all don't matter. I don't care what you say into a microphone, into a camera.
But you want to be praised as the starting quarterback in New Mexico State.
That's
You're
right.
awesome. Yep. The overlooked kid.
Yep. All that's right.
But when you do something, nope, nothing to see here.
And I will still contend it would have been pretty easy. I mean, heck,
and that goes for every athlete. Doesn't matter what jersey you're wearing.
No, that's right.
At the college level.
That's right.
I would make that statement.
And it would be easy. I still think he didn't even have to take questions. You could have put him in front of a camera and he could have read a statement or just said, immature, bad move, like bad look on my part, and I shouldn't have done it, and I realize now what it means, and I apologize, and I'm sorry to those who one of those crafted things, and walk away. And you know what? At this point, I'm even looking back at it, and as much as I think a statement would have been inadequate, I didn't even do that. But it's gone away for the most part, right? Sean Ryder from the Albuquerque Journal sent a guy down there for a midweek game. I don't know that he'll go down next week for the game against Sam Houston. Maybe he will. I don't know. But Jerry was asked about it. Jerry Kill is scheduled to be with us tomorrow morning, about 24 hours and 5 minutes from now, about 7:15 tomorrow morning. Jerry Kill's scheduled to be with us, and we'll talk to him. And I'm sure we'll get the same answer. And I'll ask him. It's in some form of as far as you. I think the way I'll ask him probably is, as far as you guys are concerned, is the Diego thing done?
It is. It's
right?
They feel that they do not have to make a public apology on that. And to me, that's just crazy. Like, I'm not the dude. I'm not saying Diego needs to go to jail. He needs to lose his scholarship.
Need to be
dude,
suspended.
like, you want to be, this face. You're the starting quarterback of Division I football team. It's not, hey guys, remember that after that party when we were in college and what I did? Yeah. No one cares. You were not the starting quarterback of that team. Well, like, it's public accountability if you want to be the public face. So it comes along with it. Isn't learning how to handle this. You're a student athlete. You want to be a public figure.
Yeah, I've said a lot of times, right? When you hit the winning shot, score the winning touchdown, throw the winning touchdown, make the winning sack, whatever, you love the glory. And part of what you sign up for when you are a Division I college athlete, and especially in a market like this where there is no big league sports, where you're kind of the deal. And New Mexico State's somewhat different because they've always been able to hide in Las Cruces to some respect. But they look, I'm not bagging on them. They've complained when they don't get their coverage. But when something bad goes wrong, you got to answer the bell too. You got to stand in front of the lights too.
And if they felt that it was handled, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Why are they still not letting this kid talk to the media?
I think that's fair. But they know the first thing that every microphone, every guy behind a mic is going to ask, or lady, is about the incident. They know the first, and at some point, this young man, like he's got this year, next year of eligibility. They want to go to a bowl game. Are they not going to put their quarterback available to the media at a bowl game? Because wherever they go, and I don't care if they go to Frisco or Independence Bowl or Cure Bowl or New Mexico Bowl, people are going to ask about the first time he gets in front of it. They're going to ask. Now, the broadcast did not allude to it last night. I didn't hear them. I didn't hear one time, and that's fine. And Aggie fans going, they shouldn't have. It's not a big deal, and I get it, right? Aggie fan, and this is where the polarization of this is insane. And again, I think the truth lies somewhere in the middle. Aggie fans like, whatever, dude, it's no big deal. Guy peed on a logo, who cares? And Lobo fan is losing their mind. Hey, he came into our building and peed on our logo, and that's not okay, right? And at some point, you're right. Are they going to hide him forever? Is he just never going to talk to a microphone again?
Like, make a public statement, and then you can move on, and then you can point back and say, all right, here's Diego Pavia, blah, 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 first rushing touchdown of the season. As we addressed earlier, we're not taking questions on the incident. This is about the game. But that's how you handle things like that.
Somebody's going to ask.
Yeah, and the question comes out and say, we're not speaking on that. But at least you address it publicly because you're starting quarterback. There's no allegedly in this.
Right. There's no allegedly. We got the video. Everybody said he's owned it.
Like, just say sorry.
I love the
not pretend. Like, it's that's just blowing my mind.
I know.
Like, it's so simple. It's so simple.
I know. And it's all the news in a video which appeared to show the quarterback. What?
Like, yeah, it was you still have to own your immature, dumb decisions.
And that's all, man. Play it off. Say it was an immature, dumb thing to do, and I apologize. Boom, done.
And not just act like, our starting quarterback's never talking to the media.
It didn't happen. 505-246-0610. Aggie fan, your team played well last night, though. 14 points in the fourth quarter, pull away from Florida International, and you get a victory and a win last night. You're 3-3 overall. You're 1-1 in conference. Next Wednesday night, you're home back on national TV game against Sam Houston. When we come back, broom. It was that fast. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road.
These cupcakes, the Owls, right? I have no idea. At least Danny plays teams we've sort of heard of and loses, LOL. Florida International was 3-3 coming into this game. Florida International beat North Texas. Florida International beat UConn, a Connecticut team that Utah State in your league played and had to block a field goal to avoid going to overtime with the other day.
And he does have no idea because they're the Panthers.
And they're the Pink Panthers, in fact, with the pink on their head yesterday for Cancer Week. They were the Panthers. So, yeah, they lost to Louisiana Tech, Liberty, and New Mexico State. They've beaten Maine. Oh, didn't you play Maine last year? North Texas and of the American and UConn, a team that Utah State barely got by on a blocked field goal. Conference USA team, Florida International, is the Panthers, not the Owls. Florida Atlantic would be the Owls. You would probably bag on them if they played Florida Atlantic and then realize, oh, wait, Florida Atlantic went to the Final Four last year in college basketball, a place that you would love to be. But that was a bad rip. I know. I see what you're intending to do. Bad take. And you know, Rudy yesterday said they're playing Florida. I mean, what's the difference? I said, I don't know. What's the difference? New Mexico State. Ask somebody back there. What's the difference? Right? It's just because you haven't heard of them. Now, I'm not telling you they're Alabama. Please. Last year they weren't very good. They beat the Aggies. I'm not telling you they're Michigan or Ohio State or SC or Washington. I'm not. But with all due respect, I mean, that was a 3-3 football or 3-2 football team that had beaten two teams that aren't. I mean, North Texas is considered pretty good, right?
Well, name-wise, I don't know about their football team.
This year they're down, but they went to the American and yeah. So, all right, 505-246-0610. So I said, broom, 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 broom. It was that fast. 4 series in the wild card in Major League Baseball. 4 best of 3s. 4 sweeps. Pitching, boys and girls, in the postseason will win. Pitching and defense will win. The Twins, who had lost 18 in a row in the postseason dating back to 2004, sweep the Blue Jays. The Rangers get pitching. The Rays didn't score for almost 38 innings in the postseason. That obviously wasn't just in this series. It dates back. Rangers beat the Rays 7-1. The Diamondbacks will play the Dodgers now after a 5-2 win in Milwaukee. And the Phillies are good. Phillies and Braves, the best series coming up. 7-1, they beat the Marlins. Sweep, 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 and sweep. I'm not going to lie, man. If you'd told me they're all sweeps, I'd have said no way.
I'm right there with you. Did not see all of these.
And I think I was wrong on almost every series except for the Phillies, right? I probably picked the Brewers and the Rays and the Jays.
It's about to what moments are you getting? Evan Carter was fantastic for Texas, a rookie since September 8, hitting over 300, getting the call up and now being a big part of their postseason run. Arizona, the young hitters that are tremendous. And you look at disappointment in Toronto, and that's a team now that you look at the stars in the lineup, Vlad Guerrero Jr., Bo Bichette, they're now 0-6 in the postseason together.
And that's a team that they really thought could make a run. That's a team they really thought that could make a run. All right, so the next series moving forward, National League, you are going to get the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. And then you will get the Phillies and the Braves. In the American League, Rangers, Orioles, Twins, Astros. Most intriguing one is Phillies, Braves, is it not? That's really good.
Rangers, Orioles.
Rangers, Orioles is good. Phillies, Braves, I think is fantastic. I think the Phillies are built to win. Now they're going to run up against a 104-win team in Atlanta who does everything. They pitch, they hit, they field, they run. They're fantastic. and the Dodgers are a 100-win team. The Orioles are a 101-win team. You got some really good teams. I Phillies and Braves, but I'm with you. I watch the Orioles because I'm intrigued. I love seeing a team that has finally watched the process come together, right? I mean, if you want to talk baseball's version of the process, it's the Orioles. They're all going to start on Saturday, so you're going to get are they really going to go Saturday and then Sunday? They'll play 2 Sunday against baseball. They'll play at 2. The American League will go 2 and 6 on Sunday. But they're going to go Saturday against college football. Rangers and Orioles at 11 on FS1. Followed by that on FS1 by Twins and Astros. And then TBS will take over on the National League 4 and 7:20 with the Phillies and Braves and then the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers. I got a text from a friend yesterday. I can't believe the Dodgers get the Diamondbacks. Nothing's easy. I mean, of all the matches, would you rather have the Diamondbacks or the Phillies? Well, yeah. Right?
I do think the Dodgers handle the Diamondbacks easily.
I do too. Well, I think they handle them. Are these best of 5s?
Yes.
Okay.
The wild card are still 3-game jobs.
So they go 3 5s and 7s?
You're back to the best of 5.
Yeah. All right. You want to pick winners? Well, I'll go Orioles, Astros, Braves, Dodgers. I'll take all the favorites. I will. Somebody's going to lose there, though. One of the favorites is going to lose. Twins are hot.
The Twins, I would actually go Rangers.
You like the Rangers over the Orioles? Why?
It's because you said someone is going to get hot, and offensively they're looking good.
Well, and there's experience. There's playoff experience on that roster. The way the Rangers put the roster together, there's a little bit of, not a ton, not everybody, but there's a little bit.
Not healthy playoff experience.
Fair enough.
We got Corey Seager, though. I mean, like pitching-wise, Max Scherzer, not a part of the rotation.
Nope. Then they were hoping it would be.
The Rangers, to me, in going in, they were the one team I got right in the wild card. Just had the feel of that team.
You didn't pick the Phillies?
No, I did not.
Really?
I don't pick winners, Jeff. I'm not here to pick winners. I'm here to break things down, but not pick winners. So I'm not doing a show in Las Vegas.
That's fair enough.
Just had the feel of that wild card team that could go on a run.
Yeah. All right. So that's there for you. We can get into the baseball. I know you watched it and you were into it. All right. When we come back, you got NFL tonight. You get Bears and Commanders if you're into it. So we'll get into the latest on everything you need to know with that, the injuries, and they traded him right before the season started. Now they got to play against his team. Is he a super spy to help knock off an undefeated team this weekend? Spying. Is that okay in the National Football League? We'll get into that when we come back. Hey, for years I've been telling you about IPS. International Protective Service. They offer standing guards, 24-hour patrols. They protect homes and businesses like mine. You might not know that IPS also installs home alarms. They've been doing that for a few years now, but they want to remind you that if you don't have an alarm in Albuquerque, you are much more likely to be the victim of a break-in. So the IPS team and their technology also installs video cameras. They record criminals. They vandalize your home. You've got them on video. They vandalize your company. You've got them on video. It helps the police in their investigation. When bad guys see the surveillance, it discourages criminal activity. IPS can set up your business or your home with access control, so the only people authorized to get in will be the only people who get in. Sign up and have IPS monitor your alarm and have them monitor your cameras. When they see something on the alarm or the alarm goes off, they're there within 7 minutes or less. IPS provides the manpower and technology to protect you, your family, and your property. It's a winning combination. Call them at 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420 or IPSglobal.com. Passionate about making Albuquerque a safer and a better place to live and work.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
I have to stop texting. I just thought that was a bad take. I tell you all the time. Just because you don't know about something doesn't make it bad. Now, I'm not telling you that your conference isn't better than. Look, the Mountain West is a stronger league than Conference USA is right now, and that's the league that they're in. And but that team that they beat last night, you're going to play Utah State at the end of the year and tell me how good they are. and they needed a blocked extra point to beat UConn, and whatever. And this team beat UConn. They're 3-3. They beat North Texas. I mean, stop. Like they're not Alabama. And yeah, you beat UMass, who beat New Mexico State. I got it, but they beat you. Like I don't know. Just because you don't know about something, does that make it bad?
I think the schedule talk is like a pillow fight. It's like this is
it's a really good
this
call.
is who you are. This is the league to play in. This is the schedule you have, and this is what we're still going back to.
Yeah.
Move on.
I think that's right. I think that's right. By the way, your schedule came out. What are you going to do when you see their basketball schedule and realize they open up at Rupp Arena? They're playing Kentucky. Then they go to Louisville later in the year. You're going to laugh because they're going to get blown out. Okay, those are the games you kind of want, though, right? Don't you want to go play Kentucky or Louisville? Louisville's down right now. When you love
no one wants to go play them. They want them.
When you love to go
home.
to the Yum, isn't that what they call it? Yum Arena.
Yum Center.
All right, Yum Center, whatever.
Yum.
What's the difference? Yum Arena or Yum Center? What's the difference? Honestly.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Yum Arena.
All right, let's go to the Yum. What is it? What's it? Yum Arena?
It's like the KFC. Wasn't it like the KFC Yum?
Yeah,
Center?
whatever the hell it is. Louisville's down. Wouldn't you love to get a shot to go to Louisville right now with this team?
Yeah.
Take the Lobo team to Louisville. I think you would. All right, I got NFL.
Commissioner Patino was talking about scheduling yesterday,
and I want to get into that. I know I teased this real quick, so I want to hit this. I want to deliver on the spy talk. Gato Roberto, is it okay to spy in the National Football League if you do it, without cameras and without spy gate? Is that okay?
I think it's been going on ever since the game was invented.
I think that's right. And then the Cowboys play the Niners this weekend, and the Cowboys, if you recall, right before the season started, acquired former 49ers quarterback Trey Lance. Trey Lance should know pretty much what the 49ers do offensively, right?
Maybe that's the whole reason they got Trey Lance.
Oh, you all wondered what they need Trey Lance for. And it was for week 5 when they played the 49ers. So the Cowboys offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer says that, yeah, I'll talk to Trey Lance. Quote, as much as coaches can. You can see the plays on tape. You can explain what we look at and stuff like that, which usually you can when you can stack up a lot of tape over years. And we've been here for a while and previous, so hopefully he's talking to him all the time and making them focus on totally on that instead of simple stuff watching on tape, end quote. So basically what he's saying is Trey Lance is their scout quarterbacks. Trey Lance should be in the defensive meetings saying, here's what you're seeing. Oh, when they line up like that, here's what this call is. Oh, by the way, they're going to give the ball to Christian McCaffrey and Debo and Brandon Ayuk a whole lot.
Makes sense to me. That's what I would do.
Why would you not?
And I've never been a coach, but that's what I would do.
Yes, you have. You're a coach right now.
Well.
See? Yes, you have.
Trey Lance isn't going to give you more than you see on tape because you'd assume San Francisco would change
their calls,
their verbiage for this game, because that would be an area that you could get something. Like, hey, when Brock says this, it means George Kittle is going to do this. Like, those are the things that you could get, but for this game, you'd figure they change some of that up. But the tape does not lie.
Find out where Christian McCaffrey is, tackle him, try to put some pressure on Brock Purdy. The biggest thing, and I'm going to tell you the most undervalued piece of what the Niners do. Okay, when people talk about how good San Francisco is, what do you hear? Well, their quarterback doesn't turn the ball over. He makes good decisions. Well, Christian McCaffrey is the best running back in the NFL. Well, they've got great weapons in Brandon Ayuk, who, by the way, has become their number one, and Debo Samuel, and their tight end's really good, George. All that's correct, right? What's not said there? Their offensive line is protecting the heck out of that quarterback. And what everybody is trying to do is find a way to make that young quarterback uncomfortable, and nobody has been able to do it. And if someone can, it should be this defensive front of the Dallas Cowboys. And so, to me, that's what makes this game so intriguing on Sunday night. Dallas is the best team that they've played defensively so far, right? I mean, by far, San Francisco. They played Arizona. They played the Rams. They played who they open up with? They open up back east somewhere against the Steelers. They played the Rams, the Steelers, the Giants, the Cardinals. Right? And they scored, by the way, the minimum amount of points they scored, the Niners per game? 30. They scored 30, 30, 30, and 35. And they're giving up 7, 23, 12, and 16. I mean, they're dominant. Dominant best team in the NFL. Right? There's not even a conversation right now after 4 weeks. They're the best team, what they've done against them. Now they're going to get the Cowboys, the Browns. When do they get tested? They get the Cowboys this week. But, I mean, seriously, then it's Browns, Vikings, Bengals, Jaguars, Bucks, Seahawks. Seahawks are good. Eagles are good. I mean, it's an interesting run, man. They could go 16-1, 15-2, something like that. Right?
Yes, they could.
I mean, and there's a team that can run the table. It could be them too. But that's what I want to see. That's why this intrigues me. Can the front of the Cowboys get to Brock Purdy and make him a little uncomfortable? Because nobody has.
The efficiency, when you throw one incomplete pass, I don't care if it's against just the worst defense in the NFL. Like, that's impressive things to do, even at the NFL level. And that's what Brock Purdy did against Arizona, a team that's been very competitive this season. And the biggest thing for the 49ers is, to this point, they have not played down to anyone. Those are things you have to overcome in the NFL. Long season, you're going to have your ugly wins, you're going to get by games, and they haven't played down to their competition just yet. And you know that there's still so much there. You look at what they did against Arizona. Brandon Ayuk had 148 yards, Christian McCaffrey, 4 total touchdowns. Deebo Samuel didn't do a thing. And then, it's another person that they can get involved in the offense. You're probably going to see more Deebo Samuel against the Cowboys to try to alleviate some of that pressure. And this is the matchup you're looking at. That's why Jerry Jones was talking this week, saying hopefully it's the first of two, because the Cowboys want to be a team that's playing to get to the NFC Championship, and to get there, you're probably going to have to get through San Francisco, because that's just the way it's been in the postseason, as those teams have matched up in the playoffs.
Yeah. All right. Take this break. When we come back, you talked a little bit about it, scheduling. Lobo schedule came out this week. Richard Pitino spoke about that yesterday. He talked about, when you're talking about scheduling, you talk a little bit about travel, but the travel that he talked about had nothing necessarily to do with where his basketball team is going to go and play. It's about getting one of their key guys here. Get into that and the Lobo basketball schedule. Jerry Palm is going to be with us at 8:30 this morning from CBS Sports as we preview a big weekend in college football with him on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and tonight football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures.
By the way, it's called the KFC Yum Center, not Yum Yum Arena. In Louisville, Kentucky Fried Chicken, or KFC, is the title sponsor on the arena, KFC Yum Center. All right, Louisville basketball schedule came out. Men's and women's came out this week. By the way, the women's suite deal for season tickets is still available for you. If you want to go to our website, sportsanimalabq.com, click on the suite deal icon, take advantage of half-price Lobos women's season tickets. The men's season tickets are sold out on our site. You can still go to golobos.com and get them there, but ours are sold out as far as the suite deal, but there's women's available. So I got a text from a Lobo fan. It says, we've played a money game in football since I can remember. I've always thought Lobo basketball should have 2 big-time basketball programs on the road every year. Only helps you with NCAA selection committee and keeps you on top of mind on the national level. It'll eventually help us win 1-to-1 yearly contracts with top programs. Okay. And this has been a conversation with coaches. You know, am I going to go play just a one-off and get paid and go to Kentucky or go to UCLA and not get a return game? And the reality sets in that nobody wants to come to the pit. There's no advantage for pick your program. Pick it. Washington State, Oregon State, UCLA, Kentucky, Louisville, who? There's no advantage because they can lose and it doesn't help them.
And I think that's an area that selection committees can work on. They want to improve the sport of college basketball. They need to let teams know that non-conference true road games should be more valuable. Because they just punt.
I think that's really good.
They just punt the first 2 months of the season. They're like, football is being played, college, NFL. talk to us in February.
Right. Yeah. And because all the big matchups tend to be, not all of them, but 85% of them, neutral site games. And look, the company I work for at ESPN, we're as guilty of it. We put together product, right? The Champions Classic that goes from New York to Indianapolis to Chicago every year is Kentucky, Kansas, Duke, and Michigan State. Every year, those four get together and play at a neutral site. And by the way, it's great. The Jimmy V, the Armed Forces Classic. Heck, the field that we've got, the ESPN Invitational down in Orlando this year, is terrific. UConn, I believe, is there. Right, these multi-team events, you get matchups that you wouldn't normally see. But New Mexico State's schedule's out. And we went over the Lobo schedule yesterday. And so, I don't know, Lobo fan, how do you feel? And Aggie fan, how do you feel? You're opening up. Aggies are opening up at Kentucky, at Rupp Arena. That's going to be a tough one, man. Look, and I've talked to Jason Hooten and their staff about this, and they know that, look, they're going into a hornet's nest. They're going into one of the toughest places in America to play against one of the best programs, period, with a team that they have no idea what they are, right? A brand new team, brand new coaching staff, and that's how they're going to open up. They'll come home, they'll play Sul Ross State out of Texas. They'll go to UC Irvine, a team that's on your schedule. Western New Mexico, Northern Colorado. They get a neutral site game against Fresno State in Cancun. Then they get a neutral site game against either James Madison or Southern Illinois. James Madison was top 100. And then they go to Louisville. Then they go to New Mexico. So they got true road games, JJ, non-conference true road games. At Tulsa, at Stephen F. Austin, at New Mexico, at Louisville, at Irvine, at Kentucky. Lobos play two. Now, I'm not telling you one's right, one's wrong. Their program's at a different place than New Mexico's. They are. I get it. And Lobos are playing, 5 games in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Or is it 4?
I think it's
4. The St. Mary's game is a one-off, and then the 3 games.
Santa Clara game.
Where's that game? St. Mary's is a true road game. Santa Clara is up there. Yeah. Look, there's different ways to do it. I'm not telling you what's right. I think what the Lobos are doing is, Richard thinks is right for his program, and obviously with the Aggies, but it's two completely different ways. And I don't know. So when it comes out, who likes their non-conference schedule more? Lobo fans saying, well, we should be able to win a bunch of these games and put together a resume for the NCAA tournament, right? Aggies are going into a new league, Conference USA, probably a one-bid league, just like the WAC was. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to get through their league now than the WAC, I think, right? Certainly the way they're composed and coming back from shutting down their program last year. JJ, what's the right way to do it? Like, what fan base, when you look at the schedule, which one excites you more?
The true road games, I do agree, are important, and they can help, quote-unquote, mid-majors a lot more than we see from the teams. One of the things that the Lobos are banking on this year is that the Mountain West is going to pick them up more than it ever has. But that is on teams not suffering multiple bad losses in non-conference play. It's on these teams that don't have a lot of margin for error because of the way that the schedule's constructed to handle their business. So you have meaningful conference games like we see in the other conferences, why some of the reasons they're able to make the decisions on their non-conference schedule. But if I see 2 road games at Kentucky, at Louisville, that has to get you excited. Not necessarily being able to make that trip, but the opportunity. Louisville is a team that's going to be brand new. Mm-hmm. They cleaned out that roster.
Just like New Mexico State.
Because they were in the 300s last year. They were bad.
But
their name.
But they're Louisville, right? And I guarantee you, if you had 100 Lobo basketball fans lined up right here and asked them straight up, without giving them the education, the RPI, the net rankings, the Ken Palm, any of that, just Lobo basketball fan in line to get into a game on the 14th when they play that scrimmage that they're gonna play for the public. Would you rather play a road game at St. Mary's, or would you rather play a road game at Louisville? 80% Louisville because of the name, because they won national championships, because they're in the ACC.
Yeah.
Now, Ken Palm rating game, a better team, a better game. Honestly, it's St. Mary's. It's not even arguable when you look at the metrics. But the name, the perception, they're a Power 5 team. Well, there's Power 6 in the college basketball right now, but that's what you would get. They're a power conference team. They've won a national championship. Well, it's Louisville. They must be really good. They were not good. St. Mary's was way better than them and is. But it's perception. And so you're playing this game, especially with your fan base, that you've got to sell them on some of these. I say all the time, when we saw UMBC win, or in the NCAA tournament, or let's go even further than that. When was it not Robert Morris? What was the team that got to VCU got to the Final Four, and it wasn't Robert Morris, but it was a named school like
George
that.
Mason.
It was George Mason, and George Mason. And I remember saying, dude, if Louisville's brought George Mason into the pit, Louisville fan would lose their mind. We're playing another damn cupcake, right? Because you don't know. If you brought Loyola Chicago in before they made their run, their Sister Jean run, and even now, why are we playing them? They'd all rather play Louisville, and I'm right. I don't know how you schedule, man. Like for the Aggies, I think that's a great opportunity. They're not going to beat Kentucky. They're not taking this brand new team going to beat Kentucky. Now, it'd be a nice way for them to grow up and whatever and go to Rupp Arena. But 3 weeks later, I have no idea what they're going to look like, okay? None. But 3 weeks later, when they go to Louisville on November 26th, you give them a chance there?
Yes.
Right?
They're two brand new basketball.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Jerry Palm's going to be with us coming up at 8:30 from CBS Sports. Look forward to talking to him about the week that was. Colorado SC last week. You get Texas, Alabama. When we come back, is he the best college quarterback we've seen in the state in 3 decades? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
Olivas going to the corner of the end zone. Nice grab there by Josh Jackson, and that's going to be a touchdown, El Dorado.
Their strong point, their focal point there.
Nelson will keep it himself for some room on the right side. Nelson's on his feet, and he is in. It's a touchdown for Noah Nelson.
Sliding, they slid out of going out there. Linebacker, they're going for the big gutter play. How did he hold on to that? Ethan Olguin. My goodness, a 32-yard bomb. He's going to launch this one long, and it's a little bit short, but what a pull down. Fabian Trujillo. Unbelievable, this man.
Dyer, back to pass. Pressure, gets out of it nicely. On the sideline, got an open man. It's Lambrana. Cheeto made one miss. Cuts back up the middle. Another cut to the right, and he's all the way down at the 10-yard line.
That's Sweet Pete Jr.?
Right?
That's Sweet Pete Jr. right
What a move there by Cheeto Lambrera.
Second and 1, give it to Gallus. Once again, he evades one tackle, evades two. Breaking into the open, there's a block, bye-bye. And he breaks the last tackle to get through. Jack Gallus with the touchdown.
happy with his defense so far. Vukovic, and that ball is ripped up. Bernalillo will have this ball at the 1-yard line.
That's the extra yards for Cheeto. Dyer quickly, it's batted into the air, and it is picked off. Rams football as Rio Rancho finally gets the turnover they need as it's tipped into the waiting arms of Vicente Tafoya. Ryan Brown that punched it into the air and allowed Tafoya to come away with it. Let's see if Nelson can make it
right
pay.
back.
No! LaCueva gets it back on another tip drill. It falls into the waiting arms of the senior Luke Ryder.
Kick is up. It will bounce into the arms of Daniel Garcia, and Garcia explodes through the middle. He dodges Castro, and Garcia will run that one back from about the 17-yard line. Call that one an 83-yard touchdown rush.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver.
Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
No baseball tonight. You were waiting for decisive game 3s, weren't you? You're not getting any tonight. Because it was boom, 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 boom. That fast. Swept. Twins swept the Blue Jays. Rangers swept the Rays. The D-backs swept the Brewers. And the Phillies swept the Marlins. So clear the way for that supercharged Monday Night Football game tonight that you're going to get. Here on the Sports Channel, it'll be the Bears and the Commandos. That's right. That's what you get. Great Monday Night Football. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Gato Roberto is in for DC today. And it's good to see you, and thank you for getting up this morning. All right, so JJ, Aggies win last night, 34-17. Diego Pavia, the quarterback, 20 for 31 in the air, 256 yards. He threw for 2 touchdowns, had an interception, ran for another 46 yards and a score. As the Aggies even their conference record at 1-1, their first ever Conference USA win, and they even their record overall at 3-3. After the game, Diego was not made available to the media. And so it was said by Jerry Kill, none of you, no one in this room wants to do what he's doing, basically saying we're taking care of it. All right, whatever. So I got a text from Dr. Jim yesterday. I'm going to ask you this question, and we can have this conversation. Is Diego Pavia, it wasn't even formed in a question, it was a statement. There was no question mark on this. Diego Pavia is the best quarterback to play for a New Mexico team since Stoney Case. Stoney Case graduated from the University of New Mexico. He played the 94 season, was drafted by the Cardinals in 95. Stoney was a great quarterback, played 4 years as the starter for UNM. Threw for almost 9,500 yards, 67 touchdowns, only 39 interceptions. Was WAC Player of the Year. Had an NFL career. I said Graham Lee. Graham Lee was the Lobo quarterback in 97. When the Lobos went to the WAC championship, he was hurt. Eric Jaworski played in that game against Colorado State, and I believe he was hurt in the bowl game, the Insight.com bowl. That was Dennis Franchione's last year. Is Diego Pavia the best quarterback to play for a New Mexico team in basically 3 decades, since Stoney Case?
When you start trying to figure out the names,
yeah,
you go to the successful seasons.
I'll give you the 2 that I came up with. But go ahead.
So I'm thinking back, just Rocky Long, that era, like a Cole McCamey, a Donovan Porter-Reed.
Yep.
And then for New Mexico State,
Chase
you had guys
Holbrook.
that put up numbers.
Yep.
Chase Holbrook was one of them.
Yep.
Tyler Rogers had a nice moment.
He did.
Down there.
It was a brief moment. So Dr. Jim sent me a blind resume, and he said, look at this one. And it was pretty good. 6,700 yards passing compared to Stoney's 9,400. 33 touchdowns to 29 interceptions compared to 67 and 39. It was Donovan Portery. Donovan Portery was good. He won a bowl game, did it with his legs. Gramley's stats were pretty good. But I'll throw that out there to you. And I know Lobo fans, you're going to choke on that, right? I mean, that guy just peed all over our logo. He can't be the best quarterback in 3 decades around here. But is he?
He's in the conversation.
I mean, is it all about stats? If it's all about stats, he's still building it. He was the MVP of a bowl victory. Right? I think Donovan was too. I think Donovan was the MVP of the New Mexico Bowl when they beat UTSA 23-20. Right? I'm trying to remember who was the MVP when the Lobos beat Nevada and Colin Kaepernick in New Mexico Bowl 2. Cole McCamey was the quarterback, I think, right? Or no, it was Donovan. It was Donovan. Yeah. So Donovan wasn't the quarterback when they beat UTSA. Who was that? Was Austin Apodaca and Lamar.
It was.
Yeah. And they both played in that game. I'll throw it out there for you. The stats are good. Like, I'm looking at Stoney's stats. He's terrific. Stoney was so that would be your benchmark. Gramley had that 1 year, and Gramley's numbers were really good. Like I said, Gramley to Dr. Jim, he's like he thought that was a fictional character, but he's actually was a really good quarterback. His numbers at UNM in 3 years as a starter, he threw for almost 5,000 yards. Dude, in 3 years, he went 42 touchdowns and 27 interceptions. My argument for the best quarterback since Stoney would probably be Gramley. But we're going back to 96, 97, 98. I mean,
it's been a minute.
If you want to say this century, right?
When you've been able to combine when you've been able to combine the stats with the wins, like you're getting right now with New Mexico State.
Yeah, it was interesting to me as he we had a nice back and forth on this, and then I started throwing quarterback names at him, because you go from Cole McCamey to Rudy Camano to Sean Stein to B.R. Holbrook to Cole Ouchie to I started throwing quarterbacks, right? Stump Godfrey and Casey Kelly and Donald Sellers and Brad Gruner, and there have been a lot of quarterbacks up here.
Smiling David Vega.
Did he start one game? Did he ever start a game? Got thrown back though. He was a quarterback, a New Mexico kid, David Vega. What school did he go to? Remember? High school.
From Raton?
That sounds about right. No, that wasn't him.
No, it wasn't?
No. But he was like he was like a third string quarterback for UNM in one of these seasons where New Mexico football was struggling. But he smiled a lot. He looked happy.
Goddard.
That's important.
Goddard. That sounds right. And Lobo fans were calling this show, "Hey, you need to play David Vega."
Just because he smiled.
I think he had like a couple of series where he ran around and gained some yards, and they need to play smiling David Vega. He was a third string quarterback for a reason, or maybe even fourth string, but they were losing, and they need to play that guy. The second and third string quarterback are always the most popular guy on a football team that's losing. Always. Oh, for a team that's losing, the second and third string quarterbacks are the most popular guy. Put that guy in there. That's the answer.
So you can still find the bios of these guys.
Yeah.
Like up on the UNM website, and I love whoever wrote this one for David Vega. It says a walk-on quarterback whose presence has been valuable to a depleted roster at the quarterback position. His natural playmaking instincts and his confidence rubs off on his teammates.
What year was that? Because that sounds like Frank, doesn't it? I mean, that's got Frank written all over it. Who wrote
2012 and 2015.
Yeah, so that was Frank Mercogliano who wrote that.
Experience will help the younger quarterbacks in the fall.
There you go, because he smiles a lot.
He's another Nimmy guy.
Yeah, he was. I'll ask you the question, and if you want to get in on it, you can. I know, Lobo fan, you probably just spit up your coffee, but it was a conversation. I was asked the question, or it was presented to me last night. Sorry, that Diego Pavia is the best quarterback to play for a New Mexico team since Stoney Case. And I'm like, do you think so? I mean, what does that say? Right? There's no question mark on
No
that.
question mark.
And we had a long conversation. Lamar Jordan was good, right? Cole Ouchie had his moments. And Graham Lee and Donovan Portery would be my guys. But,
Yeah.
and Chase Holbrook.
I do think that Lamar Jordan if you're saying this about Diego Pavia, Lamar Jordan's in the conversation.
I think that's fair.
That dude running the option was special.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Let me find Lamar, because he was good. And his stats at UNM as a quarterback, he was a 4-year starter too, man. He was a 4-year starter. That's not fair though. Their only list is rushing stats, which, by the way, he ran for 2,500 yards and 17 touchdowns. It's pretty good. I'll find him for you.
He threw for 3,186 yards in his career, 20 touchdowns, 23 interceptions. Completed about 51% of his passes.
20 and 20? Is that what you said? 20 touchdowns, 21 interceptions. So he had one more interception. Yeah. 52%. Yeah, I mean,
it wasn't a passer.
Yeah, but he ran for 17 touchdowns and ran for 2,500 yards. It's pretty damn good.
Yes.
As a 4-year starter. Yeah. All right, just throwing out a conversation for you. Bite if you want, don't if you don't. I just thought it was interesting when I was asked about it. And so that's where we are. And when we come back, I want to get you some injury updates, quarterbacks especially, as we go into this weekend for the National Football League. You get a game tonight. Sam Howell and the Commandos against Justin Fields and the Roaring Bears. So I'll get you injury updates. Jerry Palm's going to be with us coming up at 8:30 this morning. We'll go through last weekend's interesting slate and a really interesting slate in college football this weekend. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and two-night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
All right, you get some footy tonight, as you do on Thursday nights from here on out. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Gato Roberto is in today for DC. Sam Houston and Liberty on your CBS Sportsnet, if you like that, or if you prefer Clay Helton's kin, Western Kentucky and Louisiana Tech. Otherwise, you get the NFL right here on the Sports Animal. Bears and Commandos will start out your week. So where are you on health and quarterbacks? And let's go. Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals. Has everybody just about buried the Bengals? It feels that way, right?
Buried.
Kind of feels like
buried.
All right. Joe Burrow said that this is the best he's felt. He is optimistic that he'll be able to do more and more as his lingering calf strain improves. He's not on the injury report. That's the first time this season he's not on the injury report. Quote, we're adding a little more each week. Today felt good. Hoping to do a little more tomorrow and a little more the next day. Optimistic for that part of my game. Do you know that in, 4 games in? The Cincinnati football Bengals have scored 3 touchdowns. They play the Cardinals in Arizona this weekend. Feel better?
I will not feel better until I see how that dude moves in the pocket.
Totally.
He was a sitting duck.
They've been horrible.
And ducks move better than Joe Burrow, so I don't know why you call him a sitting duck.
Fair enough. Ducks get the hell out of the way. It's a really good point. Matthew Stafford, Rams, full participant in Wednesday's practice. Looks like he's going to go. Cooper Kupp, limited. He's off injured reserve. He hasn't played the first 4 games. Matt Stafford on Cooper Kupp. I thought he looked pretty good. Had a couple of throws to him, made some nice catches, did what he normally does. Just happy for him. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Tutu Atwell. Cartoon names for the Rams. You may get Cooper Kupp back. Game time. Jonathan Taylor coming off the PUP list. Indianapolis. Participated in practice Wednesday. Got the lingering ankle. Shane Steichen is their coach. Was asked about it. We'll see. We'll see how practice goes. Don't know if you can put Jonathan Taylor in your lineup. And the Broncos. Javonte Williams, their running back, injured Sunday against the Bears. Hip injury. Calling it now quadricep. Did not practice Wednesday. What's your guy's name? Jaleel McLaughlin, your new guy?
Hot name on the waiver wire.
What was that?
That hot name on the waiver wire.
Yeah.
Could be a starting running back this weekend.
All right, there's your injury updates as you go into the weekend. Jay, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Jay.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are y'all this morning?
Good. What's happening?
So I'm actually going to shift gears and hijack your segment for a second.
What if I don't let you?
I wanted to talk about the Lobo schedule.
Yeah,
Lobo
we're just there a minute
basketball
ago. Yeah, go.
And so I kind of feel that, and this is just an opinion, and I remember Edward, as much as we all love Edward, saying something very interesting when it came to free agency, and that is, the market will tell you what people think of you. And the fact that New Mexico basketball has only been to the NCAA tournament 5 times in the last 25 years.
Which is correct.
And hasn't been a brand that has a lot of confidence when it comes to being a high RPI game. The marketplace tells you, why should we play those guys?
Yeah, especially at their place when they can beat us.
Right. Especially when you have to go on the road and play there.
Yeah.
And the other part of it is, why do we need to play those guys at a neutral site where they can beat us? And that becomes a lot of what a lot of times when people look at their program, they view their program through a certain type of lens, and they ask, well, why won't people play us? We're better. We're great. We're better than those guys. We're better than all those teams we make fun of, all those programs we make fun of. But there's also a faction of people or a faction of fans that may look at your program,
I promise,
and have the same type of have the same feeling about your program.
Yep.
Because you haven't done much. And I think that's something like you said something earlier about getting out of your own way. And I think fans here need to get out of their own way with the idea that they have to play somebody, they have to play a Power 5 program at home, and understand that they're going to have to go on the road to do these things, and be supportive of the athletic department.
That's a college basketball problem, though. It's not just New Mexico's not good enough.
Yeah,
Look at the Aztecs schedule.
And Jay, thanks for the call. Appreciate you.
Like the Aztecs went to the Final Four, and they're not getting power conference teams to come play them.
They got BYU went in there, which was an independent. That was West Coast Conference. Didn't somebody else went in there last year? Who I haven't seen their schedule this year.
They were able to get a home and home with Gonzaga.
Okay.
Right? Is that?
I believe that's right.
Their marquee home game this year is Stanford.
Okay. It's a good program.
It's not as simple as go to the NCAA tournament a bunch of times. It's not like the Aggies were getting teams to go play them. This is a college basketball issue.
I think that's right. I think you're right that it's a college basketball issue.
Yes, there's always a sense from fans. It's being a fan. You're going to overvalue the team you follow for. Yeah. This is more so a college basketball issue because of the
devaluation of the true road game.
Yeah, the true road game, the fact that non-conference play is all about tournaments. Well, and you don't have to play road games.
Yeah, it's not even the true devaluation of true road games because I think they're valued, but the power conference teams feel that they're getting enough of that in their conference.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? If you're playing in the SEC and you got to go to Starkville and you got to go to Alabama and you got to go to Kentucky and you got to go Pickett, Tennessee, why do I got to go to the Pitt?
Like, well, we're not going to go out of pocket for non-conference.
I'm Texas Tech. Why do I go to the Pitt? I got to go.
Some of these teams don't even play a road game in non-conference.
That's right. I got to go to Texas and I got to go to Kansas and I got to go to Iowa State and I got to go to Baylor. Why the hell am I going there? Why am I doing that to myself? Yeah. All right, on the question of is Diego Pavia the best quarterback to play for a New Mexico team since Stoney Case? The text line says, when you say New Mexico quarterback, I said play for a New Mexico team. It says, do you mean they played quarterback at a New Mexico high school or they played for New Mexico College. It's too bad that Gauchi kept getting hurt. He was the better leader. Played for either the Lobos or the Aggies. That's the way it was stated to me. And then this person says, who's a better quarterback from New Mexico, Everett, Newcomb, or Jones? Well, I mean, Jim Everett had a hell of a career, didn't he? Jim Everett had a pretty good NFL career. The email says, Gopher says, what are you smoking, Jeffy? Stoney was an NFL quarterback and played the days Lobo football, had Texas Tech, BYU, and Utah on the schedule. Diego's a serviceable quarterback against a weak MSU slate. He's not a top next level player. I didn't compare the two. I said since. I didn't say he was better than. Nor was that how it was phrased. Since Stoney, who's the best quarterback that played at New Mexico State? That's the way it was asked to me. Jerry Palm's going to be with us when we come back. I'm going to talk to him from CBS Sports about college football's last weekend. How close really was Colorado to beating USC, and what does it mean? Was that more about SC or about Colorado? And you got OU Texas this weekend. I want to talk to him. I'm really excited to hear his thoughts on a nationally televised game in the Mountain West between Fresno State and Wyoming. All right, you got your vehicle. You're in it, and it's probably dirty, right? Filthy, maybe, dusty. You don't even know what some of that stuff is. Take care of it. You got people coming to town. You're in it. You spend a lot of time in it. Enjoy your time. Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. On the Spot Automotive Detailing comes to you and details your vehicle. This isn't just a car wash, man. This isn't just what you do in your driveway. They are pros. They are great. They are the best, and they do it when and where it works for you. They come to your office. They come to your home, and they detail your vehicle inside, outside, under the hood, or under the seats, around the rims. Like this is like the day you took it off the lot clean. That's what this feels and smells like. Get your car professionally detailed, fresh coat of wax, even ceramic coating. It's the best way to protect one of your biggest investments. And On the Spot offers a 10% discount to our military and teachers. Schedule by calling them at 505-859-2859. 505-859-2859, or you can schedule online at otsdetailing.com.
We're all moving a little faster now.
Trust the team that's going to keep up with you.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
If you're so inclined to take a look and listen. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Back to your calls coming up in a little bit. Big week last week, entertaining week, and a bunch of good ones this week on the slate in college football. And there's nobody better to talk about it with than Jerry Palm from CBS Sports. Good morning, Jerry Palm. How you living?
All right. How are you?
All right. Did you get the picture I sent you from Laramie? I just felt compelled every time I go to Laramie.
Yeah.
It was a short sleeve day in Laramie, Wyoming. Never been there before. It's never happened to me. I drove by.
Like next time.
Yeah. Thanks. I drove by Boulder. Didn't get like the off ramp to go to Boulder where SC was playing Colorado. 48-41. Tell you more about Colorado or SC, because what it told me is like SC's really good, but they're going to get beat somewhere because they give up a lot of points.
SC is half good, half really good, and half pretty mediocre. And that pretty mediocre part, at some point or another, is going to get them beat. The fact that they just can't play defense, can't tackle. I mean, it's not like they haven't got athletes. They don't just recruit one side of the ball there. You know, they've got guys who can play. They just can't tackle, don't tackle, won't tackle, whatever. But you can't just give up 40 points every week and expect Caleb Williams to do everything.
I look at the
By the way, that's why he should get the trophy, by the way, the Heisman Trophy, because he's got to carry that defense.
Well, let's see what happens.
None of these other contenders have got to do that much work.
See, Jerry, the back end of their schedule, I mean, they're going to have to score 49 points. Notre Dame, Utah, they get Cal, and then Washington, Oregon, and UCLA. They don't have to play Oregon State, and they don't have to play Washington State, which I think they caught a break there. But Notre Dame, Utah,
especially Oregon State.
Well, yeah, Oregon State's really good, and Washington State beat them.
Defense is tough. Yeah.
Washington State beat them. Like the Pac-12's really. Who's the best team in the Pac-12? Is it Washington?
Yeah. I would say Washington or Oregon.
We're going to find out next week, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
And we get that one in
I'm glad they both have a bye before that game.
Yeah, then we get that one in
There's no advantage there.
Yeah, I think that's good. Oregon State beating Utah on Thursday night, Friday, whatever it was last week. I thought was a surprise, and I was kind of stoked for Oregon State.
I was not surprised because Oregon State's a pretty good team. And Utah's still without Cam Rising.
Yes.
And Oregon State's a good defensive team, but that makes the job easier. I thought they had a great defensive game plan. They really took Utah out of everything they wanted to do, scored enough points to win. That's Oregon State football. That 21-7 game. That's games like that are going to be better for them than shootouts, which is atypical of the Pac-12, but still, it works for them. And that was a big win for them. And Utah's in trouble. And they're in trouble because they're not healthy. I mean, they're not going to win this league without Cam Rising, and I think that's apparent. You know, once they really get in some of these better games, and they'll hang around, but not having Cam Rising has already probably cost them one game, and it's probably going to cost them more if he doesn't come back.
Jerry Palm, CBS Sports. You read him every day. He's with us this morning on the Sports Animal.
Number 1, Georgia beat Auburn by a touchdown last week. They host number 20, Kentucky, this week. And what is this year's Georgia team?
Well, they're great. You know, they're loaded. They have a ton of talent because they recruit really well. Them and Alabama and Ohio State, you know, are like the top 3 recruiting teams pretty much every year. So the talent is never the problem at Georgia. Auburn, that's a rivalry game and a road game, and you know they're going to be geeked up for that, and probably, and you know Auburn, I'm sure played very well for them because I don't know that they're normally 7 points short of Georgia, but Georgia seems to be kind of going through the motions a little bit. I'm sure having undefeated Kentucky in their house this week will fire them up some more, but it feels like they haven't really reached fourth gear yet, right? They're just kind of cruising along. And taking care of their business, but not really, overwhelming yet. And it's going to get time here to do that. And that actually needs to start this week with Kentucky.
OU, Texas, Cotton Bowl, the rivalry game. What do you see out of that one?
The over. What is it?
I was just looking at it. I'll tell you what it is here in a second. The over.
It doesn't matter.
It's 6. It's only 60 and a half. 60.
Yeah, over. Over. Those are 2 really good offensive teams. They're not bad defensive teams either, actually. I mean, Oklahoma is in the top 5, I think, in scoring offense and scoring defense, and Michigan is, I don't know if Michigan's in the top 5 in scoring offense, but they're certainly the best defensive team. Nobody gets more than 7 on Michigan. So,
Oklahoma scored 53 times. Oklahoma scored 53 times.
Yeah, and Texas is going to get theirs, too. I mean, I just think this is going to be, if there's not a bunch of turnovers, this is going to really be a shootout and a fun game. And I like Texas because they've already beaten, Alabama, and Oklahoma hasn't had a game like that yet. But I think it's going to be fun, and I think there's going to be a lot of points.
It's an interesting one for Notre Dame. Coming off 2 big emotional games, and they go to Louisville. And Louisville's nice. This is a scary little game to go on the road for the Irish.
Yeah, Jeff Brom is not unfamiliar with Notre Dame. So yeah, it's going to be a fun game, I think. I mean, I still like Notre Dame. I don't think Louisville is as good as Duke. I think they're too sloppy with the ball sometimes. And Notre Dame will definitely take advantage of that. And Louisville's offense has been doing well, but Notre Dame's defense is going to be by far the best they've seen. So I still like Notre Dame in this game, but Louisville's got a puncher's chance, especially playing at home. Although, when you play at home against Notre Dame, if you don't have great season ticket sales, there's a lot of green and gold in your stands.
Yeah, that's right. And even if you do, they hit the secondary market. He's Jerry Palm from CBS Sports. He's with us on The Sports Animal. Not much is going to get a primetime game on Fox, over-the-air Fox. Fresno State goes to Wyoming. I saw 2 teams, 3. I think Wyoming's pretty good. I think Air Force is really good. Boy, they put on San Diego State 49-10. And then Fresno State seems like they're pretty good. I know you saw them in person. Does this go, when you start thinking about your group of 5 representative in the New Year's 6 game, Fresno State has got to be on your list, don't they?
In fact, this week I put them ahead of Tulane. Just moved them because Tulane obviously won as well. Yeah. But just thinking, my concern for Fresno State is can they get through the Mountain West unscathed? Now, Tulane's already got a loss. But so Fresno State may not have to be undefeated. A 12-1 conference champion may be good enough. But I don't think they can afford to lose to Wyoming. I mean, even though that's a tough place to play, we both know that. And I think it's only a 3-point line, so it's a pretty small line. This is really an important game for Fresno State because they can only afford to lose once.
Well, and I don't know where they lose, Jerry. So they don't have to play Air Force in regular season.
Right.
Wyoming's a team that beat Texas Tech, beat App State, was 10-10 with Texas going into the fourth quarter. They're physical, so they're rough. They after this they get UNLV and Boise State at home, and they finish at San Diego State.
Does.
Yeah, Fresno does, and they don't have to play Air Force. So,
and Boise State is just not themselves this year.
Yeah.
So it's really, Fresno Fresno State can afford to lose once as long as that loss doesn't knock them out of the championship game, which I wouldn't expect it would.
What about Air Force? Would Air Force even
I
be
like
in the
Air Force a lot. That's who I have playing for the title is those two.
Okay.
So Air Force has been very good, and obviously not a lot of fun to prepare for. So those two teams have been the best so far in that league, and I think they're on a collision course for the title. I just think this is a really important game for Fresno State if they want to be the Group of 5 representative. Tulane's loss is to a ranked team, Mississippi. So, if Fresno loses to a ranked team, great, but that's not Wyoming.
But they won't. Yeah, there isn't one on their schedule.
Yeah, there isn't one unless Air Force ends up there at some point. So,
and they wouldn't play them until the championship game.
Right, but they could be ranked to. Oh, yeah, right. And if they lose to them, they're not the champion. So that's a problem.
Yeah.
So they've got to win. They really need to beat.
They need to win out
these teams in the Mountain West, even though they're good. And Wyoming is especially difficult. There, it's a good thing this game's not like in late October or November when the weather really goes sideways there. But that could still happen at any time.
Yeah, it was beautiful up there. Just a few more minutes. Jerry Palm is with us from CBS Sports.
Well, Jerry, looking at your best bets column, you have Arizona at least covering against USC. Is there any intriguing games, any ones that you're like, hey, this could be an upset this weekend that we should be looking out for?
Not among the big teams. Not among the highly ranked teams. I don't think so. We've talked about Notre Dame and Louisville. That's probably the best chance. I don't think Kentucky's going into Georgia and winning. They might play them tough, but I just don't see them winning. The game was at Kentucky that might be different.
A&M's without their quarterback.
Say again?
A&M's without their quarterback, without their starting quarterback playing Alabama.
Yeah, I don't know that A&M winning that game at home is much of an upset. But it would be in terms of the rankings. But I don't know that I see a huge major upset involving ranked teams, with the possible exception of Notre Dame. I just don't trust A&M. I just don't trust them generally. I wouldn't trust them with their quarterback. I don't trust them until they win games like this. But the one good team A&M played was Miami, and Miami beat them by 2 touchdowns, and they gave up 50 points almost. So, I don't trust A&M yet.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate the conversation. Always do. Where are you going this weekend?
I am going to sit on my couch.
I love that.
I've been to Purdue games the first 5 weeks, so
that's good.
So we only have one home game this month, and that's the only one I expect to be going to.
It's good seats. Enjoy it. You get football on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you get it every day now. We'll catch you next week. Read them every day over on CBSSports.com. You can follow them on the X, former Twitter. It's at JP Palm CBS, and we'll catch you next week. Enjoy the week.
All right, thanks.
Thanks. Jerry Palm from CBS Sports. He's good. When we come back, I don't care how you feel about NIL. This is an interesting story. Gato Roberto, one college football team, their whole team, all 85 scholarship players, so not their whole team, received one heck of an NIL, name, image, and likeness gift. This will be a great recruiting tool for this school. It's like Oprah. Next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. You're home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us, and my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Like, did they really lose? Utah's football players, all 85 on scholarship. So if you're a walk-on, you're like, dude, can I get a ride? All 85 scholarship players found out yesterday that they are getting leases for a 2024 Dodge Ram 1500 Bighorn truck. This is part of their NIL deal. Every scholarship player on the team is getting a truck. It's a truck that retails for $61,000. Their collective, the Crimson Collective, gave each player the use of the truck. The lease on the truck is renewed at 6-month increments. It'll run through each player's time with the program. So they don't get to take it when they leave. But whilst they are there, the Ken Garff Automotive Group helped with this deal, and they're going to get a truck. I don't know how this is sustainable, but all I know is y'all better up your collective, your NIL game. How about that?
About $5.1 million worth of vehicles.
Isn't that insane? The guy who runs their collective, so it's kind of like their why am I forgetting our guy's name? He was just sitting in the studio.
505 Sports Ventures?
Yes, yeah.
Kurt Roth?
Kurt Roth. Crying out loud. His name is Matt Garff. He said if it works well, we'll keep going. We're ordering vehicles as we need them. The intent is to figure out if it works and how to keep it going. It's insane. So it's a new partnership with For the Win 360. So that the For the Win 360 is, I don't even know what it is. It's a streaming application. And so their logo, For the Win, FTW 360, is on each vehicle. Right? So on the back of the truck, it's got the FTW 360 logo. And that's their NIL part. Their collectives raised $3 million since May. They hope to reach $6 million by the end of the year. It's a different world, man.
Yeah, but you have to give it back when you graduate.
Okay.
Are you really
so
doing
that
that much?
Sucks?
Are you really doing that much driving?
I mean, aren't you? So you don't think this is that big of a deal?
I don't think it's as game-changing as the headline says.
Okay.
So you have a vehicle while you're in college.
Brand new F-150. Yeah. Well, you think that's, I mean, if that's all you're doing is just driving from your apartment to campus, okay.
And do they let them take it out of state? Like, are they?
Can they drive home
road
with it?
trips?
I'm going to guess
going
they
home.
can.
That's nice.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you're right. It's not theirs. It's not gifted to them. It's kind of rented to them while they're there. Pretty freaking nice.
Not too shabby.
Dude, would you tell me $3.1 million?
This is over $5 million worth of vehicles. If it's
First of all,
per
where the hell
every
they get all those
scholarship
vehicles? I heard we were having problems getting inventory. I think that's a huge deal. I'm just going to tell you. Up your game. All right, we'll reset you at the top when we come back. Aggie fan, Lobo fan, I'll ask you the question again. Because it was asked to me earlier, is Diego Pavia the best quarterback at a New Mexico university since Stoney Case? Graham Lee was good. Donald Sellers was good. Donovan Portery, Lamar Jordan. Diego the best one? They won last night. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Your home for Sunday night and Monday night and tonight football.
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Wednesday, Sam Houston will come to town as the Conference USA continues their Wednesday, Thursday, their weekday games through the month of October to get them some TV. It's the opening drive. Jeff and JJ Gato Roberto is in for DC today, and we're taking your phone calls at area code 505-246-0610. We get in on the Aggies win last night. You can get in on the baseball. As I told you earlier, it was broom, 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 broom. It was quick. 3 sweeps in baseball. Twins swept the Blue Jays. Rangers swept the Rays. Diamondbacks swept the Brewers. And the Phillies swept the Marlins. So you do not get a game tonight. It'll be Saturday when the next round, the DS, the division series, gets started. Aggies last night impressive in the fourth quarter. Defensively as much as offensively to me, JJ. They made a stop, tip ball. They got an interception as FIU was going in. I thought that was really what put the game away or should have. Diego's run in the big run up the middle on the called quarterback run. He ran for 46 yards of the touchdown, threw for 256, and a good solid second half by them. They sacked FIU's quarterback 7 times and had 2 interceptions.
They were fast on both sides of the football, got their first 2 interceptions of the season to overcome an early bobble by one of the Aggie wide receivers that resulted in a pick for Diego Pavia. And these are the games, as you take a step forward as a program, you need to win at home. They were the better football team on both sides. They showed that. They had plays in the second half when FIU was coming down, trying to make it a 1-score game. They had a red zone turnover. That's what they have to do.
I asked the question because I was asked this last night. I got a text. I wasn't even asking, and then we had a conversation. It says, Diego Pavia is the best quarterback to play at a New Mexico school since Stoney Case. And I said, you think? I think Graham Lee was better. Graham Lee didn't win a bowl game, didn't win an MVP, but I don't know that that's the only criteria. Donald Sellers was good. Donovan Portery was good. But we've been having the conversation. Is Diego Pavia the best quarterback to play at New Mexico and New Mexico State since Stoney Case? Deutsch says Cole McLamey. See what he did there? That's not nice. He says, I put Diego at that level. Problem is Cole was good when he played, but he was hurt a lot. Okay. Bill says Casey Kelly equals Diego. Remember, it was Casey Kelly that was hurt, forcing Justin Millay to come off the bench and run the wing T at UNLV, beating their overhyped quarterback, Jason Thomas. I remember when Justin Millay came in. And then I was told I was smoking, but Gopher, you're the one who didn't understand what we were saying. So you can get into this. ODNIL. This is Mike wants to know, how does the OD get some of those bighorn trucks? Maybe we can get Bobcat over here more often. Yeah, maybe that might help. All right, 505-246-0610. Rudy, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Rudy.
Good morning. So this truck deal, how are they booking that for income tax purposes?
I don't know. I'm not their tax guy, but I mean, obviously they've got to account for that.
Well, they better. A lot of these things are kind of harebrained. What if I don't want a truck? What if I want a car?
I'm going to guess it's a truck or nothing.
I'm your number one quarterback prospect, and I'm coming in and I go, I don't like trucks, Coach. I don't want to drive a truck. I want to drive a car. What do you do there? Is it just trucks?
Maybe. I mean, look at you to find the dark side of it. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
There is a dark side, because if it's not properly accounted for, and if these kids aren't getting a tax form on it, and if they're not paying the tax,
but I'm sure that's part of what they're doing. Yeah, I'm sure somebody's overseeing that. I mean, that's a pretty obvious piece of that. Now, which vehicle do you want?
I'm talking to Kurt Roth, and he's talking to all these people that are doing these collectives. You'd be surprised, Jeffrey. You would be surprised how lax. The way New Mexico's doing it is the right way. And these guys get a statement of value, and they have taxes taken out if they, withholding, because the last thing you want to do is stick a kid who's in college in a room with the IRS. That's just not going to work. So it's only a 6-month lease, so it's the use of a car. Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, you got to advertise for these people. What if I don't want to advertise? What if I don't want to be part of that deal?
I think
can I get the cash equivalent?
The way I'm reading it is I don't think you can get the cash equivalent. The way I'm reading of the advertisement is I don't know that they have to do anything more than just keep the advertisement on the back of the vehicle. So I don't.
Yeah. What if I don't want that advertisement on the back?
Well, I imagine you don't have to take the vehicle.
It makes me look dorky.
Yeah, I guess.
But my girlfriend says it makes me look dorky.
Well, then let her ride around your old Chevelle.
You know, it's a nice idea, but I think it's going to be very unmanageable, and I think it really creates some divisions. And it's just an outward sign. Hey, maybe I'm not better than you, but I got a truck to show for it. And I don't know how that works between walk-ons and scholarship players. We'll see. You know, I mean, that's the thing about the NIL. It's the wild, wild west. I mean, here comes another school. What are they? How about the next school? You're Louisville, and you just go ahead and start hiring escorts for the guys.
What if I don't like escorts? What if I want? What if I get the wrong flavor escort? I'm just saying.
Talk to Louisville about that.
Yeah, he did say Louisville, didn't
This whole
he?
NIL is
Did you buy?
I was hoping that Jerry would say something about Michigan's defense, and I think he alluded to it a little bit. Yeah. But in watching college football, I believe that's the best defense in college football right now. They just smother and dominate people.
Yep.
I think they've given up 4 touchdowns in 4 games.
Yep, and they're really good. All right, man. No, appreciate you. It's good thoughts.
Have a great weekend.
Thanks. Did he pick Louisville when he went to the escort school? Did he say that? Did he specifically say Louisville? Because they've had that issue there. I'm just asking. Lobo Hobo says, where are they getting all those trucks, Jeff? As someone that was very recently in the market for a new ride, the dealer's lots are sparse. Places in normal time places that might have 150 and one in stock are down to a handful. I know I was asking that. Where are they getting all that stock? It's pretty good. On the quarterbacks, AC says, I would take Chase Holbrook or Trevor Rogers over Pavia or those UNM quarterbacks. Trevor Rogers' run was really short, wasn't it? I think he was good for a few games and then wasn't. Chase put up numbers. Chase Holbrook was under Hal Mumme in the air raid, and he put up some numbers. David says Cole McCamey was a better New Mexico quarterback. Unfortunately, he had to fight injuries most of his career, but far more talented. Also, when he played for the Lobos, their schedule and conference was much, much better than the nearly D2 schedule the Aggies play now. No offense to anyone, but I don't really consider having a 500 record in the regular season as being all that successful. Okay. Cole played in first New Mexico Bowl, right?
You really did not like Tyler Rogers at NMSU, did you?
No, I did. I thought it was. Am I missing something? What am I missing?
He's been for over 10,000 yards in 4 years.
Did he really?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I just completely misremember that. All right. Then I'm wrong. How do I just kind of think it was such a short run?
14 through 17, he was the quarterback.
Okay. All right. Give me his numbers.
So he played 38 career games.
10,000 is more than Stoney threw for.
Threw for 10,108 yards.
Yep.
68 touchdowns. 55 interceptions. Completed 59% of his passes.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't remember it being that sustained. I stand corrected. I'm happy to be wrong on it.
Was the quarterback of the
So how did he compare to Chase Holbrook?
bowl win squad, right, in 2017?
Yeah. How did he compare to Chase Holbrook? Now, I know that Chase Holbrook teams with Hal Mumme put up numbers, but they didn't win any games. But I remember Chase being a pretty good quarterback. What about Royal Gill? Remember him? Royal Gill put up some numbers too. I mean, look, there's been some guys who slung it around. There's just haven't been a lot of winning. So I guess it comes down to, what's when you say who's the better quarterback, define it, right? Is it about winning?
You
Is it
want to
about
put some
numbers?
wins on that resume.
Yeah, winning helps.
So that a lot of dry years in conversation.
Gosh, we've had a lot of dry years around here. A lot of them. All right, let's see. This says, who's Jordan easily. This one says, one more thing. What happens when I wreck the truck? I get a DWI while driving the truck. Sexually assault someone while driving the truck. I don't know, man. You're the lawyer. I don't know. You tell me what happens. I don't know. So I got a leased truck as part of my NIL deal. I'm going to guess I'm still liable, right? I'm the player. I'm leasing the truck. What's the difference between me leasing the truck and a player leasing the truck? If I wreck the truck or I get a DWI or I sexually assault someone while driving the truck, the dealer or the person who leased me the truck's not liable. I'm responsible for what I do, right?
Is this group paying for the insurance for the truck?
That's a good question.
I mean,
Is the collective paying for the insurance? That's a fair question.
Which is entirely possible.
It certainly is, and it's going to be different for each individual.
And then there's liability issues. You know, if there is a accident or something and it's more than the insurance that they pay for, how are they going to pay for it?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think that's all fair.
What I want to know is, do they need a walk-on tackling dummy? I can do that.
It'll last a minute.
If I can get a truck out of it.
I know,
for
right?
6 months.
For you, no kidding, right? No
really.
kidding. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's from Rudy. I mean, you tell me, man. I'm going to guess it's no different than you and I leasing a vehicle, right? What happens when? What's the difference between your third string left tackle getting a DWI in their own 12-year-old vehicle or the one that you leased to them? What's the difference? They're still responsible for wrecking it, DWIing, or sexually assaulting someone, right? This one says, it's hilarious to me, all these texters and callers trashing the Aggies when the Aggies beat the Lobos handily. Well, welcome to it. I mean, what do you want? I don't think the irony is lost on anybody when it comes to that.
Welcome to sports. Where have you been?
That's right. 505-246.
George not like praising Alabama all the time.
0610. 505-246-0610. I mean, look, do what you do. I'm just here. We're just a vehicle for it. That's all.
Pun intended?
Yeah, somewhat pun intended. Yes. All right, when we come back. Has the NFL gone too far with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce? They'll tell you what they think they've done or not done. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Bobcat, even tonight football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
In the car business, and he said it on the Utah thing, and now they're all. If you're just joining us, Utah, their whole football team through NIL was given a new truck, a new Ford F-150 truck yesterday. 85 players on scholarship, leased, not given a vehicle, leased a vehicle, 6 months increments. And Rudy asked about the insurance and what happens when they get a wreck or a DWI or whatever. And it says, I got this from someone in the car business, a good friend. It says it'll all come down to the participant that has the most money at stake. They'll burn through the player's insurance in no time. Whoever would do that has lost their mind. For a 19-year-old kid to get insurance on a lease, which is full coverage for both parties, and being male, the monthly insurance payment will go through the roof, and I can assure you that they'll be lapsing after the first payment, and they'll still be driving their trucks uninsured until the system catches that they don't have insurance. He says, I don't even let my kids drive a vehicle where I am, anywhere on any of the people. The vehicles are in their names, and they have their legally separate insurance policies, so I'm not liable for anything should something happen. So I wonder who, it's a good question. Who do you think's in, Bobcat, you brought that up. I wonder who's responsible, who's paying for the insurance. Is that going to be part of the NIL deal?
Maybe that's why what was it, 5.2 million?
Yeah, is that what you said? $5.1 million in trucks?
Well, that's what it would, if each truck is $61,000. Yeah. I know you're leasing them, but that's $5 million
the value
worth
of the truck.
Trucks to 85 scholarship football players.
$61,000 times 85 is $5.185 million. So on top of that, are they paying the I don't know the answer. I just don't know.
So this is what, it's a headline that like, wow, and this is not a great deal. You get a truck to drive around in, but people are just going to be burning through money. And what is the return going to be on that?
Yeah, and I guess you don't have to take it if you don't want it. Rudy says you're paying a lease. The player isn't, so there is third party liability. It's interesting. So you're paying the lease. The lease is in your name or your collective's name. I don't know, man.
Well, Utah law might be different. Every state's insurance laws for vehicles, I think, is different.
And when in regards to NIL, it's like, yeah, that's cool. You get a truck, but I would go to a school that would offer me $61,000 in my bank account rather than a car I have to get.
All right, so this is from another good friend who's listening, who's in the car business, and says the NIL corporate, or in this case, the collective, the NIL corporate structure has a blanket insurance policy. So, and what they're saying is, they've got. Okay, I don't know, man. I don't know the insurance issues on it. It's not my deal. All I know is all those kids got a vehicle if they want one. That's all I know, and it's kind of a big deal. I mean, and it's kind of groundbreaking in the NIL space, is it not?
It is. But I think it sounds better than it is. Like the headline, then all of a sudden we're going to win all these recruiting battles because you get to drive around a truck while you're at
in Utah. All right. Lobo Hobo says the trucks are taxable to the athletes, just like the coach's courtesy car is, where they get taxed on all their non-business mileage. Okay. All right. Fair. I mean, yeah, they got to pay taxes just like everybody else. Fair enough.
So just a quick search.
Yeah.
To lease a 2023 Ford F-150 Lightning costs about $708 a month.
Okay. Times 85. I think this is the Bighorn, right? This is the Bighorn?
Well, the one I pulled up was Lightning.
Okay.
XLT Super Crew.
All right. So the blanket insurance policy, I'm being told, keeps the costs down, and all the employees, they're calling them employees, but they're not employees, right?
Yeah.
Take care of it. I'm being told today's article, and I didn't see this article, said the collective was taking care of all the insurance. Didn't see that particular article, but so the collective is paying for the insurance.
Boy, the taxes on all this for the kids, if they...
So the kids, do they get taxed on the insurance benefit, or do they get taxed?
It's a benefit. Yeah, I would think so.
So you think they get taxed on the insurance benefit as well as the use of the vehicle? All right.
Yeah.
All right. And then on the insurance, I'm being told by people in the know, and look, our car buddies are in.
Yeah.
Great deal for the players, but they'll get individually dropped if they each have an issue. So like you individually, I got a blanket coverage. They're covering all of us, but JJ screws up and gets a DWI, so they'll drop him, but they'll keep the blanket coverage.
That makes sense.
All right.
But there's still third-party liability.
Man, they just try to do something. This is why we can't have nice things. Just try to do something nice for the kids. Just try to give them all a truck.
No, they're trying to get exposure.
I'm just telling you, my biggest question isn't about the insurance. Where'd they get all the vehicles? That's what I want to know. All my car vehicle buddies have been telling me they can't get cars.
Well, maybe they're getting them from other dealers. A little sweetheart deal or something.
Yeah, and like I'm being told, the kids could never get coverage on their own, so that's why they've got this blanket coverage, and it totally makes sense to me now. And somebody else told me that there's another article. Well, I mean, what I do know is we got friends listening to the show. I'll tell you that, who know a hell of a lot more. No, thank you to all of you guys who are helping me out on this, because I just
like this one. Again, this headline sounds so much better than the actual deal.
Yeah.
First team athlete. All right, you get a truck. Well, then you got to fill that truck with
and
gas.
You get a truck. And you get a truck.
And
oh, do they get gas cards?
And then you got to give it back when you're done. And then you're like, well, can you just give me the money, please?
Yeah.
I want my NL money.
You know what? I'm going to BYU and I'm getting my money.
Yeah,
but they're just giving me money.
Well, so what? You have to wear a placard on the back of your shirt or something then? Because they're going to put that advertisement on the back
it's on
of
the car.
Truck.
It's on the car.
It's on the truck. But
Yeah.
if you get the cash, what do you have to do?
You're not committing to Utah. You go somewhere else where they're going to get the cash.
I don't think it's going to work that way.
Yeah. All right, I asked you this question going in. Do you think the Taylor Swift stuff has been too much? Like how much? I see your face. Too much
Taylor
on the,
who?
Stop it. Too much on the Taylor Swift and the NFL?
No. If you're an NFL fan, you're tired of it, but this is just business. You ride the hype train for a little bit, and then you're on to the next thing.
Well, I mean, look, they're getting the numbers are telling you no. So the NFL wrote in a statement Wednesday. So they got social media accounts, and after the Chiefs beat the Jets, their Instagram bio read the Chiefs are 2-0 as Swifties. They're playing into this, man. This bio on X or on Twitter read the NFL Taylor's version, and they've been using her songs. So they've been accused of overdoing it, and maybe they have, maybe they haven't. Quote from the NFL, because they had to address this. We frequently change our bios and profile imagery based on what's happening in and around our games as well as culturally. The Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce news has been a pop cultural moment we've leaned into in real time, as it's an intersection of sport and entertainment, and we've seen an incredible amount of positivity around the sport, end quote. So they're basically saying, look, man, you can hit us all you want, but we're going to defend this as a pop cultural moment. And I'm going to just tell you, as the father of a 17-year-old daughter who's a Swiftie, they're right. This is where the NFL's bulletproof. You can complain about it all you want. This is going to go. We can have the conversation. It's not any different than the Colin Kaepernick noise or about any of the other noise that's been around the NFL. You know what's going to happen tonight for this crummy game? I'm sorry, this great game between the Commanders and the Bears? Y'all going to watch. You know what's going to happen Sunday? You're turning on your Red Zone and your fantasy football and your betting apps, and y'all are going to watch. And more people are watching who wouldn't have normally watched because of this. So they're bulletproof when it comes to, as much as you say, I'm sick of it, I'm not, yeah, you are. You are. Now, do I need to see every her and Brittany Mahomes, whatever? I don't, but it doesn't bother me. I'm watching the game. Any more than the Swifties who are there to watch Taylor Swift are bothered by the game, right? They're tuning in to see Taylor Swift. Get the damn game out of the way and show me what Taylor's doing, right? The league went on, quote, the vast majority of our content has remained focused on the game. Our players, a variety of other initiatives, including our Toy Story Fun Day Football Altcast, the international games, and more. Again, they're right. They're right. Look, and you're all talking about it, and you're all tweeting about it, and you're all complaining about it, or you're all loving it. But they got a whole new demo of people. And it might be temporary, and they may peel 10% off who actually go, I kind of like this. But they got a lot more people watching their product. A whole new demographic of people are watching because she's that big. Look, this is the biggest sports celebrity couple since Rodman and Madonna, and I'll go back way before my time, DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe. Right? I mean, it's on that level. You know, and you know why those are that big? Because you still remember them. You still remember DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe. You still remember Rodman. And Madonna was Taylor Swift in that day, just without social media. And Dennis Rodman was bigger than Travis Kelce is. So, I don't know. Does it get in the way? I don't know. Travis Kelce thinks they're overdoing it. And his brother thinks they're overdoing it. Brother Kelce, Jason
Kelce.
They're overdoing it a little bit for sure, especially my situation, but I think they're just trying to have fun with it. That's Travis. Brother, they're overdoing it. Okay. Travis said, I think it's fun when they show who was at the game. I think it brings a little more to the atmosphere, brings a little bit more to what you're watching. But at the same time, I think, ... Yeah, they're over it. That's what they do, man. Everybody does it. Is it really getting in the way of your football?
No, it's not.
Is it really getting in the way of your football? Like, I don't ever. So they show a shot of how she reacts any more than they showed Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, it's hyper focused on that one game specifically.
Mm-hmm. And look, they've been national games, right? Then they play Monday night, and Sunday night. So they're going to play a Sunday game in Minnesota this week. Is it going to bother you that much? It didn't get in your way. They're doing it the right way. They're leaning into it because you can capitalize it, and just like you would, and or you should. If she was at your game, you'd be blowing it up. So, however long this lasts, you're going to get a little Taylor Swift at your game. And you know what? And then there's going to be a game where she can't make it. Are they broken up? Oh my goodness! Is Traveler broken up? Is Swift, Kel Swift, whatever? Eat it up, man. Because so many more people are eating up their product. They're making money, and it is not intrusive. If you're on the phone, stay there. We're going to get to you at 505-246-0610. Got to take this break. Gato Roberto's in for DC. It's just me and JJ Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal. Your home for Sunday night and Monday night, and even tonight football.
The Jim Rome Show. Cardinals coach Jonathan.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Now, if you're going to ask me, would I rather have 60 grand or would I rather have used the truck? I probably would have the 60 grand.
It's not bad. You're going to take the truck, but this doesn't mean that Utah is going to have the #1 recruiting class next year in all of college football. Because I think that's what the headline kind of presents.
Deion was able to do that and give them all a truck. Just saying.
Yeah. It's nice if you're said player.
Yeah.
But that, when you start looking into the details of it,
okay,
it's not as game-changing as it appears to be.
All right. The other big question we've been asking today, not is the NFL too deep on Taylor Swift and their coverage, but I had a text conversation last night. I was told Diego Pavia is the best quarterback at a New Mexico college, State or UNM, since Stony Case. Good conversation. Dr. Jim, good day, sir. How are you?
gentlemen. I was actually calling in to get an insurance quote.
Yep.
I wanted to shop my insurance around for my
15
for my
minutes
cars with the kids.
Yeah, 15 minutes will save you 15%.
What a miserable question that is, though, huh? It makes you uncomfortable because reflexively you want to be like, no way, right?
That Diego Pavia would be the best? Yeah, I think initially, first of all, you're saying that this is where I was when you posed it to me initially. Well, first of all, it was too small of a sample size. I'm like, there's just no way. But now I'm looking back almost 3 decades and going, well, I mean, I told you I think Graham Lee was better, and you called me old, and I'm like, fine, and then you know,
well, both can be true.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. I've decided.
All right, fair
enough. I think you're right on both.
But yeah, maybe. The Rodgers thing, JJ read you some numbers. That he's the quarterback who took them to New Mexico State to their first bowl game. He had pretty good numbers. He was pretty good. And Donovan Portery.
Yeah, it's a question that should make us all uncomfortable. Like, how could he be in the discussion, right? Like the president of the Lollipop Guild. But he's good. Like, he's going to trend to 25-11 this year. Throw for like 2,300 yards and rush for 600 yards. Like, you go back, you look at Portery's numbers. I think he was like 14-9, 14 tutties and 9 picks, and ran for like 600. So you go back and you think these guys, the nostalgia, you think they're better than they were. Then you see the numbers and you're like, oh my gosh, they weren't.
What if he takes them and or wins 2 bowl games in a row in 2 consecutive years?
Yeah, they'll have a tough time seeing 7 this year.
I think it's going to be tough. Yeah,
they're at 3, but they'll get to 6, I think.
Okay, that's not going to be enough.
It could be, depending, how many bowl games there are, right? But if he goes back-to-back bowl wins for the Aggies, right? Like,
he's a
run
legend.
for Congress down there, dude.
He's a legend. Yeah, they'll build a damn statue down there.
Will he be able to talk about the statue?
What's that? Yeah, and the NIMI thing. That's really good. And the NIMI thing. All right, so will he ever speak to the media again? Will they ever allow him to speak again?
When he does, he'll be wearing an NIL T-shirt that will celebrate that moment, and he'll make money.
I kind of want to make that T-shirt. I just saw our buddy that makes T-shirts. He's like, yeah, we can't do that. All right.
You can do anything in Las Cruces. Stop it.
I mean, evidently, and you don't even have to talk about it. All right. No, that's fair. All right. I appreciate the call and the conversation and the thought, and thanks for letting me use your idea as show fodder today.
No, I'm here. I'm here to be your muse.
Yeah.
Both you guys.
Appreciate
Just let me know.
All right. It's good to hear you, by the way. Later. All right, Doctor. It's been a minute since we heard Dr. Jim. All right. So and I'm throwing you a gigantic if because I don't know that they're going to
Diego Pavia his agent.
Yeah.
Dr.
If you
Jim,
are?
is he
I thought you said
working at Angle with Diego Pavia?
Well, let me ask you this, right? If and it's going to be tough for them to get bowl eligible. They're 3-3. They got to get to 7. They play 13 games. But if they can they beat Sam Houston, UTEP, Louisiana Tech, and or Middle Tennessee or Jacksonville State? Sure, they can. They could lose all of those. They could win all of those. I mean, yeah. If he goes to 2 bowl games in a row and wins one, and wins them both, what's he more remembered for? Down there, he's remembered for all that, and up here, he's just remembered for peeing on the logo. And yeah. Okay, I think he's going to be okay with that.
Absolutely.
And at what point do you forget about it? Then he just becomes a winning quarterback again, like he was before you got video of him peeing
you
on
won't
the
forget
logo.
about that.
You'll never forget about that.
It's not going to derail his resume.
Yeah,
but it's a stain.
It's part of his resume.
It's a stain.
Stop it. I see what you did there. I get it. All right. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. It's just an interesting conversation, man.
Dude's a good college quarterback.
He is a good college quarterback. He is.
He's a playmaker. He throws football downfield. Makes some runs.
Yeah. Mike is in on Taylor Swift. Jeff Lou, I don't get the appeal, he says. The fact she's gone through all these supposed boyfriends and no one has put a ring on it shows me she must be bat bleep crazy. Anytime the Chiefs are on my tube, I'm flipping the tube to Gomer Pyle reruns. Okay? All right. So, I mean, you're not watching the game because of that?
Taylor Swift marketing isn't for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to guess that you're not their demo. and it's probably not for you to get. And by the way, many people have gone through a lot of dating people and not got married. Just saying. I mean, I know my daughter told me, and I didn't know this, she was with the last guy for 7 years.
Like, how many sellout concerts did Taylor Swift have this last summer?
At every city in America, she did what I want to say 7 nights at SoFi sold out.
I am absolutely getting as many clicks and views as possible while this is going on. On the NFL.
And like, Mike, I'm going to guess, and I don't know your demographic, but I'm going to guess.
How many jerseys are they selling of Travis Kelce now? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And so if the NFL got your email,
business,
and they said, damn, Mike in Albuquerque's not watching the games because he doesn't get it, but I'm getting tens of millions more, I'm like, I'm cool. Mike will be back. Once this Taylor Swift thing blows over, Mike will stop watching Gomer Pyle reruns. He's going to come back over. And I might get to keep, hell, if I keep 10% of these Swifties who came over and go, wow, this is kind of fun. I like this NFL thing. I win. Yeah, I get it, Mike. It's not, but probably not for you to get. I just don't find it that intrusive. It's not like, as Gato Roberto just came over and they split screen the thing. Every once in a while, they show the suite. Like they do Bob Kraft or Aaron Rodgers sitting up there or any other celebrity. They show her more. Yeah, I got it. She's freaking Taylor Swift. Like, if you don't get it, and I get that you don't, and I probably wouldn't if I didn't have a 17-year-old daughter. But if you don't get it, dude, she is as big a star as there is in the world. Period. There's probably not a person with a bigger Q rating, politician, musician, athlete, period, in the world right now.
In the world of entertainment, absolutely.
Well, I mean, do you think Messi or any of the athletes are bigger? I'm going to tell you, she's probably the biggest Q-rated thing in the world right now. So, yeah, they're going to capitalize it. And it's not that damn intrusive. I mean, it's not like I felt like I couldn't digest a football game, which, by the way, they showed me everything I needed to see.
She's got some work to do, though.
What?
Taylor Swift.
On what?
On her Instagram.
Okay. Well, I mean,
she's at 272 million followers.
That's it, 272 million followers on her Instagram. Gato Roberto, are you following on the gram?
I'm not even on Instagram.
All right. Well, we'll fix that. We'll get you on the gram during the break.
Cristiano Ronaldo, 606.
606 million? And she only has 232? All right, so Ronaldo.
272. Yeah. So this is also, hey, Taylor Swift trying to get a couple more followers herself.
Ooh, see what she's doing here? It's her breaking into a whole new demo, too. How many of you followed her? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM. And AM 610, the sports animal, your home, for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
National League, the Diamondbacks finished their sweep in Milwaukee. How about all the road teams, by the way? Well, two of them, Rangers and Diamondbacks. And the Phillies beat the Marlins. So the Phillies will play the Braves in the next round in the National League. And the Diamondbacks and Dodgers will get started on Saturday. Aggies were winners last night. Wednesday Night Football Conference USA, 34-17. New Mexico State beat Florida International. Diego Pavia threw for 2 touchdowns, ran for another. Aggies sacked FIU's quarterback 7 times, picked him off twice in a big victory. Jerry Kill scheduled to be with us tomorrow morning at 7:15. We'll talk Aggie football tomorrow morning, coming off of their win and headed into next Wednesday. They don't play weekend games. Next Wednesday's game against the Bobcats of Sam Houston. So that's what people are going to be talking about. And you get NFL tonight right here on The Sports Animal. You're home for Sunday night and Monday night and tonight football. You get the Commandos and the Bears tonight. Am I missing anything? We've been talking about what Dr. Jim brought up. Is Diego Pavia the best? So where did we end up on this? Is he the best quarterback for the Aggies or Lobos since Stoney Case? That's 30 years. So who'd you decide was better? Tyler Rogers, Donovan Portery?
He has the potential to be, but right now he's not better than Lamar Jordan.
So it's not over yet. Yeah.
Like he's done just as much as Tyler Rogers.
Okay.
So
your numbers on Tyler Rogers, I just forgot. Yeah. I didn't realize
he's the last quarterback to win a bowl game.
Yeah.
With them.
Yeah.
Like it's not boom. Diego Pavia is the best.
No. I don't think it's easy. I flat out don't think it's easy. It made me think. I'm like, well, no. And then I went down the list. Graham Lee was the first guy that came to mind.
Opportunity to become, because he can win multiple bowl games, which would be ridiculously impressive.
Which no Lobo or Aggie quarterback has done. I think since Charlie Johnson, if I'm not mistaken, which would be like the 1959 and 60 Sun Bowl. I think that would be the last Lobo or Aggie quarterback to have won 2. Now, if Dylan Hopkins, somehow the Lobos get to a bowl game and wins, does he become a quarterback? He's won 2 because he won the Bahamas Bowl last year. Would he be in that conversation?
Doesn't count for the New Mexico conversation.
All right. He's pretty good. All right. That's where I am. Your emails came in at Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. And you can get on the Taylor Swift stuff too. I'm just telling you, like, did you watch? You watched it, Bob? I don't think you know. Maybe you do. The NFL did a Toy Story looking game. They've got technology where it was an animated but live game. So they basically took the live game from London on Sunday morning and made it into a Toy Story. They played it in Andy's room, which I thought was great. Look, they're broadening their appeal. What they're doing is genius. They're trying to get the kids in.
Yeah.
They're trying to get the Swifties in.
They're trying to get the new generations in.
I mean, that's why they're bulletproof. That's why they keep growing. That's why they can withstand whatever these little scandals or whatever it is you want to say, controversies that come up, because we're all watching, betting, playing. We're vested.
And having fun.
That's right. No, that's right. Look, every Sunday, so many of us sit around and watch every game. We got fantasy football going. We got betting going. Yeah. There's nothing like the NFL. And so if you want to say too much Taylor Swift, that's fine. There may or there may not be. And this too will pass. As I got a text, I think it was a text, it'll be fine until she breaks up with him and writes a song about him. I said, she's going to write an album about him. What the hell are you talking about?
I just thought of something to add to fantasy football. How many times will they show Taylor Swift tonight?
I'm sure you can bet on that at the next game that she's at.
Well, she won't be there tonight.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
The next time
Kansas
she's
City
there.
game.
Yeah. Yeah. One other thing on Diego I got. He's 2-0 versus UNM. They're going to add his name to the Aggie Fight song.
1-0.
Yeah. Ray says, who was the team? That's right. He is 1-0. He didn't play last year. That's right. Who was the team that paid NIL money to all of their players? Well, Texas Tech has done that. BYU has done that. Right? Isn't it $30,000, $35,000, $32,000, somewhere in that range? Tech and BYU, I'm fairly certain, have done that for all. BYU did it for all their walk-ons too.
I'm not like it's. If you can do it, do it. Your whole team gets trucks. That's cool.
But it can be messy.
Yeah, the headlines of it, the players running out there when they brought them to the field. The video looks great, but they don't show the players after the fact telling them, "Oh, by the way, when you leave, you don't get to keep the truck."
And you got your insurance, and you got taxes, and you got
they don't show any of that stuff.
You mean so it's not mine? It's just kind of mine. Yeah.
Because this is the stuff people's like, "Oh, how are we supposed to compete?"
So on that, on the NIL, on the Utah thing, Grady sent a text. It says, man, we are listeners are quick to pounce on any new idea with 1,000,001 reasons why it won't work. Wow, smells a bit like jealousy, being that we can't do something like that here yet.
I just want the new truck.
So you'd be fine just getting the truck for 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll do a walk-on as a tackling dummy.
No, you gotta,
You're not walking on base scholarship.
You got to be scholarship. Yeah, you
Oh,
can't walk on.
okay.
So it's only
I'm not
85.
smart enough for that.
Yeah, you got to be scholarship.
I make a great tackling
Look,
dummy.
it's
though.
not jealousy. It's the reality. The headlines are going to make it seem like Utah is now going to win a national championship because they're giving away trucks, and that's just not the case.
And they're really not giving away trucks. Yeah. All right. What does this one say? I don't know if you're doing it on purpose, but it's commanders, not commandos. I am doing it on purpose. Yes. Sorry. Is that right? I am doing it on purpose. It is the commanders, not the commandos. I understand. I am doing that on purpose. This one says, do the Aggies and Lobos meet in the New Mexico Bowl if Danny's proclamation that they're going to a bowl game comes to fruition? I don't know. But that'd be a fun as letter New Mexico Bowl, would it not? I'm just saying. I mean, not that I've got, anything at stake here, but
has there
There's been rematches.
in bowl
Yeah, there's
games?
been rematches before bowl games. I mean, it's not common, but it's not like it's never happened before. Yes.
And when it's a rivalry, I think the powers that be, okay, yeah, not a bad idea.
Thank you to Jerry Palm from CBS Sports, who was with us today. Gato Roberto was with us today. He filled in for DC.
And tomorrow.
See you tomorrow?
Yes.
All right. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On comes your way at 4. We're back tomorrow morning with award-winning radio at 7 a.m. You get the NFL tonight. Commanders against the Bears. Adrian, great work on the TV side. It looks wonderful as it always does. Big day for you.
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.